What's up everyone, welcome back or welcome to another weekly dose of video. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and join the journey. My name is Aldo, I'm a powerlifter and day trader, and today I wanted to discuss what I learned from reading more than 20 self-help, self-development, finance books. I'm going to refer to them all as self-help books, and I'm not going to get into the specific of each and every single book. I'm going to reserve that for a future video. Instead, I wanted to give you all a general view of pretty much everything. I'm making this video because I wish my younger self had these kind of insights, so I thought they might also help other people. I started reading books during summer 2020.
At least 59 people are believed to have been sickened by the new virus.
Tonight, U.S. airports on high alert.
Right after finishing high school, and I'm being very specific with the time, and that's because it's gonna be relevant and related to some major events that happened as I started reading. Mind you, before going and reading on my own, I used to hate reading, and I was probably carrying that feeling from high school, actually school in general. So I wasn't really a big fan of reading. There was a popular book at the time. I've been seeing this book pretty much everywhere. So after a while, something sparked my curiosity and I decided to buy the book. It was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, officially my first ever self-help book. As I started reading the book, I was also studying for a test to enter university. I consider these months the best in terms of the amount of aha moments, realizations, unlocking parts of my mind. Well, at least not considering trading. As I started reading the book, I was getting literal goosebumps, and that's because the book was like a key to unlock a part of my mind, and once unlocked, it was like all of the concepts and insights taught in the book have been living in my mind since ever, and all of a sudden I was able to put them into words and perspectives. Right after finishing the book, I took actions and began to explore possibilities, online opportunities, how to make money, other paths. Mind you, I was still at university. I even took my first exam, which I failed. So, as you can imagine, my will to continue this path was definitely going down as I was discovering new paths, new possibilities. So after a while, I decided to drop uni. Both my ways of thinking and me as a person were changing, growing massively. And since the first book had such an amazing impact on my life, I decided to get myself into reading. Not long after, I also started trading online, and that made me really get interested towards economy, psychology books, so even more and more books. Long story short, I was getting better at pretty much all aspects of my life as I was reading more and more books. Things like Atomic Habits, once I discovered the power of habits and having a routine. Shin Paradox, a great psychology book. It's more for trading, but I realized that it is very useful also for life in general. It makes you realize how your emotions are structured, and then gives you practical things to do to manage your emotions. So really great book. Then Emotional Intelligence, some other books about stoicism, and so on. I was reading more and more books until I hit a plateau, and that happened mainly because I got the habit of consuming the book rather than learning or taking something from the book. That also happened because I already had too many information, too many insights, and not really way to apply them. You can only take so much before feeling really overwhelmed. That's when I took a break from reading that actually lasted couple of years, to reflect and change my reading habits. So when I got back to reading, that's when I really started to read old books for a second time, highlight them, and really study them. And oh boy, that made a difference. If you're looking to explore some ideas, get some new perspectives about something you're passionate about or life in general, I think that's great as long as you commit yourself to study and apply what you learn from the book. Not every book is worth studying, but they all offer valuable lessons. You buy 100 books, 99 are shit, but then you find the ones that change your life. And even if it happens that the book ends up a total shit, it teaches you what to look for in your next book. So keep that in mind. To answer the final question, should I read? Should I get myself into reading? I think that's a great idea, but there are two main points to that. First, you should dedicate the right amount of time to reading books, and the right amount of time really depends on how much reading impacts your life. For 90% of the cases, reading won't make you money or you won't be able to make a living. Reading is one of those things that can be mistaken very easily for productive work, when in reality it is just procrastination. So schedule your reading time accordingly. The second point is that reading self-help books is great as long as you commit yourself to study and apply what you learn from the book. When you go on and buy a book, you should have a goal in mind. You want to get something out from the book. You want to reach something thanks to the book, and not buying the book just for the sake of buying a book. Trust me, as I mentioned, I've been there and it is a great waste of time. Lastly, I wanted to touch on the argument of buying versus finding the book for free online. We all know what I'm talking about. We tend not to give much respect to the things we get easily, and I think that's the key point here, because getting the book for free might not give you the right motivation to really absorb and study what you find on the book, versus you buying the book from a store. I mean, you can buy the book online, but from personal experience, I've been there, and it happened that the books I bought from a store were the sweetest one, and the ones I was able to finish and properly study them. But as long as you buy them, I think you're good. Alright, the video ends here. Hope you found some real gems. If you guys want my top 3, top 5 books, self-help books or finance books, trading books, let me know in the comments along with any feedback. See you next time.